Many people feel like they're always being watched, constantly having to explain their choices. It's a never-ending cycle of justifying yourself, your actions, and even your very existence. And all for what? Just to get a nod or a pat on the back. It's a tiring game, and Sigma men have had enough of it. These individuals don't feel the need to explain why they do what they do, even if others may question it. They live life on their own terms, and that's something they don't have to justify to anyone. While a beta or an alpha male may have to constantly prove themselves just to feel accepted, Sigma males aren't bothered by needing the approval of others. They have their own set of standards, and that's more than enough. Here are 10 things Sigma men don't have to explain to anyone. Number 1. What you do with your free time. People think that having free time means you're always free. As soon as you take a moment to catch your breath from the hustle, the world thinks you're open for business. But for Sigma, free time is when he recharges his spirit, not a sign saying open for inquiries. These guys don't use their free time to publicly announce their plans and schedules. It's like their own personal sanctuary where they recharge, reflect, and recalibrate. No need to explain every decision. While some guys may always boast about hustling, Sigma men understand the power of taking a moment to pause. This isn't laziness or avoiding responsibilities, but an understanding that the mind needs quiet moments to thrive. Their free time isn't a performance, but a space for self-discovery and growth. Sigma men don't feel compelled to justify these hours spent alone. It's like asking the sun why it needs to set or rise. It just does. So when someone wonders what these guys do with their free time, the answer is straightforward: whatever they please. It's not like a big secret or anything, but some things are just better off not being said. Number 2. Mistakes you've made in the past. Everybody screws up. We all have those moments we wish we could erase, but they're part of who we are. Sigma men know this better than anyone. They've made mistakes, maybe even big ones, but they don't feel the need to explain them to anyone. Why? Because those mistakes are in the past. They're done and dusted. Can't change them. Can't take them back. All you can do is learn from them and move on. That's what a Sigma does. He takes that mistake, learns the lesson, and then puts it behind him. Another thing is that Sigma men aren't trying to win any popularity contests, so they don't need everyone to know their business. They're not looking for approval or pats on the back. They're just living their lives, making their choices, and standing by them, good or bad. That's a real Sigma. They understand that everyone has a past with a few bumps and bruises, so when it comes to past mistakes, they don't owe anyone an explanation. They're focused on the road ahead, not the rearview mirror. Many people make assumptions about Sigmas, thinking they're arrogant or too aloof. But what others perceive as arrogance is simply a practical approach. Number 3. The way someone can gain your respect. Gaining respect isn't about doing favors or using flattery, especially for the Sigma man. It's not something you can collect or ask for, but it naturally happens when you do the right thing. It's like a result that comes from genuine actions. Sigma men aren't out here with a checklist, pointing out who's earned their respect and who hasn't. It's not about earning stripes or proving worth, but rather a quiet nod, a hidden agreement. These guys don't need to explain how others can gain their respect because, in their eyes, it's an intuitive process. They see the authenticity in someone's actions, recognize the sincerity in their choices, and understand the depth of their character without needing a step-by-step guide. Sure, there's an art to earning the respect of a Sigma, but don't expect a step-by-step guide. He won't go shouting from the rooftops, laying out respect criteria like a job application. Respect is a subtle exchange that has to happen organically. Earning a Sigma's respect isn't about grand gestures. It's more about being real, staying true to yourself, and knowing that what you do matters more than what you say. He appreciates people who stick around, not just when things are easy, but especially when times get tough. Number 4. Your personal boundaries. Personal boundaries aren't like walls to keep people out, but more like a space where thoughts can roam freely, undisturbed by the noise of others' expectations. While some may be okay with colleagues prying into their personal lives, the Sigma man draws a line. You won't catch him sharing every detail of his family life or narrating his entire weekend during water cooler chats. These individuals don't explain these boundaries because they're as basic as breathing. It's like asking the wind why it blows. It just does. There's a silent understanding within the Sigma that some things need no justification. Just like when you plant a flower in a garden, you don't constantly dig it up to check its roots. You water it, let it soak up the sunlight, and trust it to grow. Just like that, these guys take good care of their personal boundaries. They don't owe anyone an explanation for why certain aspects of their lives are off-limits. It's not about secrecy. It's about choosing what to share and with whom. Number 5. Your need for alone time. Getting some alone time isn't like being stranded on an island. It's more like taking a break to recharge your batteries. It's when you get to relax, think about things, or maybe not think at all. Just like when you power down your phone for a bit to charge it up faster. It's not about being lonely or not wanting to be around people. It's just about giving your mind a little peace and quiet. This doesn't need to be explained to anyone. There's no rule that says you need to be around people all the time. It's like asking why you need to sleep at night. Everyone needs a break now and then. It's not a big secret or anything. It's just something that's important for staying balanced and focused. And Sigma men understand this better than anyone. They don't need to justify their alone time because they know it's essential for their mental well-being. It's not a performance or an excuse. It's simply a part of their self-care routine. While others may feel the need to constantly be in social settings, Sigmas know that alone time is just as important for their overall happiness and success. So if you ever wonder why a Sigma disappears for a while, just remember it's nothing personal. He's just taking care of himself in the best way he knows. Number 6. Your relationship status. Not everyone needs to know if you're single, in a relationship, or something in between. It's not a topic for small talk or a status to be flaunted. Your love life is yours, period. There's no obligation to spill the details or explain why you are where you are. You don't wear a sign describing your relationship status for the same reason you don't walk around explaining your favorite color. It's personal. It's part of who you are, but it doesn't define you. In the same way, you don't owe anyone an explanation about your relationship status. And if you decide to keep it under wraps, it's not because you're hiding. It's simply a choice to keep private matters private. You'll never see a Sigma man posting about his love life or going on and on about his partner. It's not that he doesn't value relationships. He just knows the importance of keeping certain things sacred and away from the public eye. True connections are built behind closed doors, not for show to others. And whether single or taken, a Sigma's relationship status is never a topic up for discussion or justification. It's simply a part of their life that they choose to keep private, and that's okay. Because at the end of the day, it's their own happiness and fulfillment that matters most, not anyone else's opinions or expectations. Number 7. Your social circle. Having a select group of friends isn't about exclusivity. It's about quality over quantity. It's not a popularity contest. It doesn't matter if you have a handful of pals or an army. What really counts is the bond you share, the laughter, the deep talks, the shared moments that build over time. Some people might feel the need to mix and mingle with everyone, but others, like Sigma males, value close connections. They don't need to justify who they choose to have in their circle. It's not about being picky, it's about choosing wisely. Who you surround yourself with can influence your thoughts and actions, so it's important to pick those who lift you up rather than drag you down. Sigma men are intentional about who they allow in their social circle. They don't owe anyone an explanation for why certain people make the cut and others don't. It's a personal decision, and as long as it brings them joy and fulfillment. That's all that matters. Number 8. Your different way of thinking. Having a unique way of thinking doesn't require explanation or justification. It's like having a one-of-a-kind fingerprint. It's just who you are. Being different isn't a crime, it's a strength. Diverse thoughts lead to fresh ideas and innovative solutions. Yet you may find that others try to box you into their way of thinking. But you're not obligated to explain why you think the way you do. Just like you don't have to explain why you prefer a certain type of music or why you like the color blue. Thoughts are personal, they're free, and they're yours. You own them, and you don't owe anyone an explanation for why you think differently. It's not about being stubborn or trying to stand out. It's about being authentic, being true to yourself, and valuing your own ideas. And that's something that doesn't need to be explained or justified. It's simply a part of being a Sigma man. Number 9. Your individuality and nonconformity. Being your own person and not following the crowd is a choice that doesn't need any kind of explanation. It's like choosing a different path to the same destination. It's not wrong, it's just different. People might ask why you don't follow the rules or do things the usual way. But life isn't a copy-paste job. We all have our own style and way of doing things. If you choose not to conform and to be your own person, that's your choice. You don't have to explain why you aren't like everyone else. Being a Sigma isn't about being a rebel for the sake of it. It's a natural inclination to do things your own way. Stand tall, be proud of who you are. And remember, you don't owe anyone an explanation for why you're unique. It's not about being stubborn or trying to make a statement. It's simply about embracing your individuality and living life on your own terms. And that, my friend, is something to be celebrated, not explained or justified. You own your actions and don't need to justify your decisions. This is simply a part of being you. Number 10. Your life choices. Sigma men are known for their independence and self-reliance. They make decisions based on what they believe is best for themselves, not what society or others expect. This includes everything from career choices to personal values and beliefs. These guys don't owe anyone an explanation for why they chose a certain path in life. They have their own reasons, and that is enough. Whether pursuing a non-traditional career or living a minimalist lifestyle, Sigma men are confident and secure in their choices. While others may question or judge, these guys stay true to themselves and their own happiness. And that is something that doesn't need to be explained or justified. Doing things your way is part of the deal. You decide what's right for your life, and it's nobody else's business. You're not a puppet on a string. You're the puppet master. It doesn't matter if others don't get your choices. It's your life, your game to play, and you make your own rules. So whether it's about your job, your hobbies, where you live, or how you spend your time, you don't have to explain it to anyone. It's your choice, and that's all there is to it.